Along the hallway of the house, Rentaro wrapped his arm around Hahari's shoulder. Hahari confessed that she couldn't hold back her feelings anymore and asked Rentaro to accompany her to her room. Meanwhile, Rentaro's other 5 girlfriends were playing card games. Kurana was puzzled because Rentaro and Hahari hadn't returned yet. It took them too long just to fetch water. Hikari was even worried that they might have fallen down, especially with her aggressive mother around. Suddenly, they heard Hahari's very loud gasp. They immediately assumed that Hahari was taking advantage of Rentaro, so all 5 of them rushed to Hahari's room. They were instantly surprised to find Rentaro looking like a girl. Hahari loved it because Rentaro looked incredibly cute. Seeing this sight, all 5 of them felt relieved as it wasn't what they had imagined earlier. Rentaro was extremely embarrassed by his appearance, especially since all his girlfriends had seen him. Eventually, he fainted from embarrassment. They all cried seeing Rentaro so helpless. Hahari promised to revive him and called Nano for assistance. 5 minutes later, Hahari had transformed Nano into a handsome prince. Everyone who saw him instantly fell in love and wanted to kiss Nano. Hahari had prepared Prince Nano to awaken the sleeping princess, Rentaro. Indeed, Rentaro, as the sleeping princess, woke up after being kissed by Prince Nano. They kissed, and everyone was envious. Rentaro then woke up, removed the wig and female attire, and went to the bathroom to clean up. Hikari and Hahari planned to spy on Rentaro while he was showering. They had even prepared ropes and video apps to aid their mission. Kurana thought it was silly. Unexpectedly, Kusuri was interested because she had never seen a cucumber before and was curious. Nano also wanted to observe her partner's body. Eventually, Kurana decided to join them in spying on Rentaro. Shizuka intervened, warning them that their actions might disappoint Rentaro. However, Nano argued that if Rentaro didn't know, then no harm would be done. Hikari and Hahari wrapped Shizuka's petite body tightly in a blanket roll and left her behind. Meanwhile, in the bathroom, Rentaro kept his towel on to protect himself from any sudden attack by Hikari and Hahari. They had ropes tied to Kusuri and silently lowered her from a high window to the bathroom's glass window. Unfortunately, Kusuri couldn't see anything as the glass was fogged up. Rentaro, upon seeing Kusuri's shadow through the eerie bathroom window, screamed in fear. Kusuri signaled the others to pull her back. Rentaro hurriedly finished his shower to exit the bathroom, unaware that a shadowy figure was watching him. Meanwhile, Shizuka envisioned something bad happening if they spied on Rentaro and was determined not to let that happen. She tried to move her body but found it challenging, eventually rolling herself, still wrapped in the blanket, to inch forward. Meanwhile, those attempting to spy on Rentaro used a secret staircase prepared by the household staff, leading to the attic and then to the bathroom. Crawling through the attic, they hoped there were no mice around. Hahari assured them that the staff always kept the attic clean. Suddenly, a furry creature approached them. In the darkness, they didn't realize it was just a cat. Startled, they screamed, causing Rentaro, who was in the bathroom, to shout in fear. Shizuka had rolled and maneuvered her way through the corridor and finally reached the top of the stairs. She had to be brave and cross to save everyone. She began preparing herself and counting down. Suddenly, a dog appeared and barked, causing her to reflexively fall down the stairs, tumbling and freeing herself from the blanket. A spirit opened the bathroom door, causing Shizuka to fall into the tub right behind Rentaro. Startled, Rentaro fell off his shower chair. However, he realized the figure in the tub was Shizuka. He crawled over to her to check on her condition. When he stood up, his towel fell off, accidentally exposing himself to Shizuka. Shocked, she had a nosebleed and fainted. Rentaro quickly lifted Shizuka's body and carried her out of the bathroom. Near the stairs, he encountered the others scolding a cat. Confused, Rentaro asked what was happening. They pretended they were playing hide and seek. However, Kurana innocently admitted she wasn't spying on Rentaro, giving away their true intentions. Naturally, Rentaro figured out their plan and reprimanded them sternly. Rentaro and the others were playing cards when it was Hahari's turn. Accidentally, she touched Rentaro's hand. Seeing this, Kurana asked them to stop their romantic gesture. Hahari felt embarrassed, clarifying that it wasn't her intention. Suddenly, Hahari remembered something urgent she had to do. She left, urging the others to continue without her. Curious, Rentaro went to check on Hahari. As he walked down the hallway, he noticed an incense burner. He entered the room and saw Hahari praying in front of a photo of a young man. Rentaro approached her and offered to help light the incense. The photo was of Hahari's father, the last person Hahari had loved. Rentaro asked Hahari why she chose to live alone when surely many men would be interested in her. Hahari hesitated to answer, but Rentaro assured her that he was now her boyfriend and wanted to share her burdens. Hahari admitted she couldn't forget her father and still deeply loved him even after his passing. She felt guilty for falling in love with Rentaro. Rentaro hugged her, saying she didn't have to forget her father. It's possible to love two people at the same time. He believed Hahari's love was genuine. The key was to express all the love in one's heart and make it real. Rentaro also told her that if her feelings for him ever changed, she should let him know, and he would do the same. So, they should never hesitate to give each other love. Hahari cried and hugged Rentaro, deeply in love with each other. She also asked Rentaro for a kiss, remembering her past lover's message about cherishing her kisses for someone who wouldn't leave her alone. Hahari felt embarrassed by her emotions. She quickly invited Rentaro to rejoin the others, but he pulled her close and kissed her. That night, everyone slept close to each other, their beds touching. However, there was an empty side next to Rentaro. Hahari, who was initially on a bed with Kurane, woke up and moved to be beside Rentaro. Kurane, awake, noticed Hahari's move, thinking she did it to get a kiss. As Rentaro woke up, Hahari clarified she just wanted to sleep next to him. She was afraid to be away from him. Rentaro kissed her, promising to always be by her side. Hahari wanted to sleep in his embrace until morning. Kurane overheard and allowed it just for that night. However, in the early hours, Rentaro woke up again to see Hahari and Kurane kissing and embracing. They might have been dreaming of kissing him since they mentioned his name. Rentaro smiled, observing their closeness. He headed towards the restroom, and upon reaching the corridor, he saw a man who looked exactly like the one in the photo from yesterday. Rentaro confirmed if he was Hikari's father, and the man acknowledged it. Approaching Rentaro, he reprimanded him for daring to take Hikari and Hahari away from him. He needed to talk to him, and Rentaro wanted to say something too. The man even expressed his dislike for being addressed as father by Rentaro. Hikari's father wondered why Rentaro wasn't afraid of him, especially since Rentaro had screamed upon seeing the peeper at the window and Shizuka falling into the tub. While Rentaro was indeed scared of ghosts, he remembered Hikari and Hahari's deep affection for him. From this, Rentaro realized that Hikari's father was a warm and kind-hearted person. Hikari's father only advised him to make both of them happy, or else he would curse him to death. Rentaro promised to give everything he had to ensure their happiness. Hikari's father trusted him, having watched them for 16 years and noting that no man was as dedicated as Rentaro. He thanked Rentaro for removing the chains that had troubled Hahari's heart. With Rentaro by Hikari and Hahari's side, Hikari's father hoped he could find peace and continue it someday. They shook hands, agreeing to watch over the two girls they both loved. Rentaro even thanked Hikari's father for making Hahari happy long before he was born. Touched, Hikari's father felt a force pulling him away, stating that Rentaro was a good person and believed he would do his best for Hikari and Hahari. Now, Hikari's father's regret was gone, and his time was up. He was about to disappear. Rentaro tried to stop him, but it was in vain. Suddenly, he woke up in the corridor, just like the night before. It felt too real to be called a dream. Looking out the window, Rentaro noticed it was morning. Yesterday felt incredibly long, but they had all made it through together. Rentaro, Kurane, Shizuka, Neno, and Kusuri bid farewell to return home. They needed to change into their uniforms and head to school. Hahari asked them not to hesitate to visit her home again. During school break, an emergency meeting was held with all the students. Hahari introduced herself as the new school council president. She had bought the school to be closer to Rentaro. Hakari and Karane were surprised by Hahari's actions. Meanwhile, Rentaro ran to Hahari's house during the break to meet her, but the housemaid informed him that Miss Hahari was at school. This confirmed Rentaro's determination to meet Hahari as soon as possible, making him even willing to run during his break. Exhausted, Rentaro resumed his run, determined to reach school and meet the women waiting for him. Upon reaching the school's rooftop, Rentaro's 6 girlfriends greeted him. He approached the women he deeply loved and embraced them,